Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Hugs from Sarah Harrison. Okay. This is a neat one. And it is, well, it could kind of go two ways. You could do it just free form, doing the center part that we'll do, or you can do it in a grid. And you know what? I think I'm going to give it a go freeform. Okay, so starting from, say, the center, I'm going to draw a nice curved line out to the corner. And, well, this is how I did it, I should say. Because you could probably do it with a nice S shape and then cross it with an S shape if you wanted to. This is just, as I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, okay, I think I'm going to do it this way. And I kind of do a little bit of a takeoff and land here. So I, tracing over a little bit and then coming out. And it works well. All right. And so if I had grid lines, you can kind of see where they would be. And I think that's kind of, somewhat self-explanatory. All right. Now, pick a place to start. And what I'm going to do, and you know what, and I had to look closely at Sarah's step out because there was one that looked like it was curved and then some of the other ones didn't. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm coming right from the tip, and you could of course could do something different, but I think this first one come right from the tip, and we're essentially auraing it like so, and then coming down to the line. And I am working on so I've picked the spoke, if you will, and I'm working to the left of that and working in this section here. Okay, so then the other ones are a little bit more curved, like that, after that first one. And of course, you can, curve it, as much as you want, have it these as, wide or as thin as you want. And then when I get up towards the end here, then I'm still kind of doing a bit of a curve line. Well, let's see. How am I doing this? This was easier when it was, I might have to extend this a little bit. Or maybe not. Yeah, maybe I will. I'm just going to bring it to the tip. Whatever way it works is great. I'm kind of picturing it like opposite of this. So it's like we have this shape and where it's, oh, I could have done that. Just more of a curved line. It adds a little bit of flair, and that's good. And then um, turn the tile, rinse and repeat, as I like to say. Again, starting with that first one, just coming right off of that tip. And so this is nice because you can just kind of immerse yourself in these, nice curved lines. Well, maybe this one, start from the tip like that. That could work too, going the other way. Up to you. Let me fill that in a little bit. And then you just keep, next side, next side, and you just keep going. And that what's nice about this is that it is easy steps. And let's see if we can do this one good. Okay, I like that one. um, Easy steps and comes out looking amazing. Even that little last bit, it's like it doesn't matter. It's the end of it. Um, it all works out just fine. And it's you can just lose yourself in it, and that's what I kind of like about this. Oh, I like that better. Maybe that works. And you find your way, of course, but coming from the tip and then just doing a little curve line right there at the end to kind of finish it off. And that's essentially it. Now, one thing that I did a little bit different in my step out and or my version of the step out, I should word it that way. I did separate out so you could see the steps just a little bit, at least on the first one, and then you kind of get it, right? Um, but it looked like on this is really an option because once you kind of get the form, then it's playtime. One of the things that Sarah added was, and I'm gonna call it an option. Of course, everything is an option, right? Is to do just some shading. So I put it in the last two boxes, and I called it play, so that way you could see. I'm gonna leave this one plain, but if you were to round it, this is the way she has it, is like on this side right here, and you would just uh, round that. I kind of like it straight. I think it looks really neat straight. And then, of course, the real magic comes in the shading. So I'm going to put some relatively thick line of graphite right where those lines come in. And so I'm on the side where the lines are going in, as you can see. And if you I know I've gotten this question before. Like, I never know what to do when it comes to shading. Well, if you have something like this, there are some things to look for, and this would be one where it looks like where you have lines like this that are perpendicular to something else, giving the impression that they're kind of tucked under. That is a perfect place to start shading. And then like I said, putting the graphite on this side of it, the side that's tucking under, because we're essentially, while in Zentangle generally we're not worried about light source or getting too heavy into that kind of thing. It recesses where you put the graphite, so it sinks it down, and so it does help with that impression of being tucked under. So that's where it's just a great place to start. So if you're doing any other tangle and you're like, oh, I just don't know, because sometimes people include shading in their step out, or it's at least maybe in the sample, and some don't, and it's okay. And if you don't like shading, you don't have to add it either. It does, though, create some interesting depth, as you can see how that just got transformed into it looks like a fluffy pillow almost. And then I'm gonna start with what's left on my tortillon. hmm and that curves it a little bit more. Just putting some out here at the tip. And of course, it's something to play with. But that adds, well, as you can see, this half has it, this half doesn't. It still looks curvy over here, but like I said, it adds to it. And then if you are using, say, a toned piece of paper, or if you want to go like really dramatic, um, go a little darker. I like to start off kind of light and then add if it moves me to do that. But and if you've seen where things that maybe other Zentangle artists have done, so this side is going to be a little darker just because I put the graphite out, and you see where it looks shiny. This is how it's done. Now they might use different types of graphite pencils or something like that to add to it, but just with it, I mean, this is a number two. This is a golf pencil, and you can see how that really adds to it. Now, you could also, as another tangle enhancer, as you're doing it, there's a technique called the sparkle, where you basically leave a gap. Oops, and a gap, or a gap, and then maybe a dot, and then another gap in a certain area, and it gives the impression of a sparkle. That's another thing that you could do if you wish to, or you can always come back afterwards and add a little white charcoal to that if you feel like you want to bring that out a little bit more. But really cute tangle. Like I said, it grabbed my eye. I've seen it before, and just the name of it. I have some friends that are in need of some hugs at the moment, and so I just thought, well, gosh, I'm gonna do this as a not only a cool tangle to share, but also sometimes I like to do it, and then I think about that person, and it's like a meditation. And I'm sending them virtual hugs through this tangle. So, also take a look at the description section, and if I think I've been telling everybody the wrong way, or it changed. I don't know, because it certainly could change. Last video I looked at, it was if you find that if the title, which is under the video, and then there's just a little like a down arrow or a V. It would this time it was on the opposite, like the right hand side of where the title of the video was, and I'm like, I swear that it's been on the like by my name on the still on say the right side, and it depends on the app, and then of course when you find stuff and you get used to it, then they change it. So anyway, that's where it is if you need to find it. Um, and one of those two places, just look for the down arrow, because it doesn't say description or anything. It's at least on my app. On the like a desktop or a laptop, I think it's different. But anyway, so look, I'll have my version of the step out there. I will have the Tangle Patterns link, which is well, actually I found it on Pinterest, and then I checked there because Linda always adds a little extra story, and I like that, and so I like to share that, and also to give her some props. Make sure you sign up for her newsletter as well, because it's a fantastic resource for tangles. And one of the things in there is that, so we did this in a square. She just in the sample has it in like a triangle, so you're not limited to just doing a square. You could probably have as many spokes as you want. Probably a minimum of 3 makes sense, but anyway, just to take a look, and that's why I like to share that, because it gives such great ideas for using the tangle. So if you enjoyed this, I would love to have a thumbs up on it. Feel free to share it, especially maybe you need to have somebody out there that needs a hug, and maybe you just tell them, hey, I'm tangling this for you. Tangle it, and do the tangle, and then send them the picture. That might be kind of a neat thing to do. And we'll start a mission. And of course, if you have not yet subscribed and you like this enough to see more, I would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. All of those things help me out a lot, as well as if you want to put any comments in. I do my best to answer them, and I do have them, just so you know, I do have them where they're where they wait for approval, and I'm pretty quick at doing that. We had some like weirdness, and so I just decided to do that because I didn't want to have the weirdness. I might change it at some point because that seems to have died down. So anyway, all of that helps me out, helps the algorithms and all that stuff. Also, below the step outs are ways to connect with me if you wish. Link to my website, link to we have a really great Facebook community. So if you happen to be on Facebook, would love to have you take a look and join us on there. It is a private group. I have a couple questions just to make sure that it's the tone is nicely set for the group. And if you're on like Instagram or something, do hashtag Tangle Addicts. That because I've been finding other things on Instagram, so that would be great. So anyway, with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.